Let's continue with implementing our previous design to our new Ionic template here. What I didn't copy over here yet is this part of the script that actually controls the navigation. So once it goes down into the smaller version and you click it up here, it changes the look and feel of the navigation. That's one thing. We need to remove the padding. Where did the bottom part go with the Yoda sign and the sky and so on? So how do we make all this also work in Ionic, of course? Let us just start with the JavaScript and get that part over with. So we're just going to copy this part up here and make sure it's not the script just from where it says function start and to the end of the curly bracket here. Just going to copy those. So do a Command C or Control C on your Windows and go back to your, what's it called over here? Your Ionic. And we're going to navigate into the source folder and into the assets folder. And here we're going to create a new folder called folder directory. And we're just going to call this JavaScript. So this is just one way of doing this. There's of course other ways of doing it as well. I'm just showing you this one in this example here because we kind of we did it in a this way. So we're going to create a JavaScript file. So click right new, and if I can hit it again, new and JavaScript file in this folder here. We're going to name it main.js. Yes, let's do that. And then I'm just pasting this in and making sure that the name is main.js here. And that's kind of the first thing. Remember to save. So it says updated, started down here. This is what we're going to use because the RW menu function is being fired in here when we click something. There we go. And that's through the navigation, the little burger menu. And we need to connect those now. Right now it's not really connected, so we need to do a little bit in our first file. So our index file down here, which is kind of the first file you're going to see, or the system is going to see. So the kind of what you're used to, create the index file, and in here we're going to create a link to our JavaScript file so the menu also works. And as you usually do, let's do it up with the other links as well so it's not that weird. So do a link rel sheet and not a style sheet. It's actually not that kind of thing. It's actually a script. So script source like this, and then we're going to navigate into the assets, and it might already, if you do this, help you. It might not, but don't worry. If it doesn't, just follow what I'm typing on my computer. So assets, backslash or forward slash, I can't remember which one it's called. So right now we're in the assets folder. We want to go to the JS. It's going to help us with that as well. And we're going to be looking for the main, which is also going to help us. So right now we know, because there's no weird colors or anything, that this is actually a file that exists and it's probably going to link to it. That's the first thing. Let's go click save and save all out if I didn't remember. Bam, bam, bam. And back to this one. So really nothing changed, but we just made sure that we linked our style sheet, and we can just quickly test this by right-clicking here, viewing page source, and up here should be your script that you put in, and if you click this, it should show you the code. If there's no code here, then there's probably a little slight issue with your linking and so on. But right now we know this works, so woo! And also when I go over here, hit this should work as well. So we're back to a working navigation again from the previous one. Quick fix, we want to kind of remove this big, where'd it go? Index, this padding here. So there's like, I don't know what, 12, 16 pixels of padding, but that's right from right here. So the Ionic content, and then there's written padding here. We can just do no dash padding. Ionic has a lot of inbuilt HTML attributes that we're going to be looking into. So instead of having us to write a lot of code, we can just use, well, that's weird, a lot of CSS. For different blocks, we can use the HTML in Ionic to do this. So I just read no padding before, and let's go back, and now you can see this has been removed. It's getting close. We still need this because there's an error with this here. As you remember, we copied from here. This is the original one, and we had a body over here, and we have a body in here. But I didn't copy that part because Ionic is already creating its own body, so we're going to do a workaround for this. So in our new Ionic folder, I know there's a lot of switching between them, so try to keep attention. This is my Ionic part in my SAS file. Up here, I have my body. I'm going to leave some of this here because it's going to make sure that I use the correct font and sizes and so on. But especially this part with the grid layout, I'm going to move this to a new area because I can't really override. It's really hard if you can. The Ionic already previous one. So we're going to just create a new layer for the grid to use. And in our, not that one, we'll close that one, our home.html, we're going to create a, let's go with a wrapper, like so. So a div class wrapper. And it starts and ends here. We of course need to move, so everything is encapsulated in this. So copy the end tag all the way to the bottom just before the Ionic content ends. So just inside our Ionic content and just before it closes. So save that one, and we're going to use our in here, back to my style, we're going to create a wrapper here. Wrapper, wrap, there we go. And here we're going to just copy some of this. So at least how the structure is, we're going to copy how the rows are set up, how many rows and columns, and let's go all the way to grid. We can actually remove the margin. We'll just keep that one for the previous one. So let's take that back up into the top. But this save, so wrapper contains display grid, our columns, our rows, and our template area names. So let's go back to our browser. And now you can see most of this is back. We still need to link the correct images because I haven't uploaded the images. So let's just really quick do that. If I can have the correct files. So the images is here. Those are the two I want. And over here is my Ionic folder, Ionic Web. I need to go into my current one, my source, my assets, assets, and there's one called images. I'm just copying those two here. Copy, copy, pasty, and there we go. So now we need to go through our CSS. Where did it go? Let's just minimize that one. Have to go to my CSS, and I can also make sure that they're here by expanding this img over here. So all the way to the first image. This is the first image. This is not gonna work. We need to navigate to a new spot for this. So we need to go one back, and let's see, that's enough. So 1, 2 dots, /assets, and then we need to go into images, imgs, / I can't remember which one this was. Let's just go with the other than the Aston Martin. That's old Formula 1. And we do the same down here. So it's just assets / imgs and this. So let's click save, go to browser again, and see now the images are here. So now we basically copied all of our code, and the only extra thing right now is the header. So I know this video is a little bit longer than I anticipated. We can just go in here, delete that, click save, go to your browser, and now it's really close to our previous one. And that's how easy it is to implement a previous design. Or ours was of course kind of simple, but still, that's how we can do it with our own.